All right, welcome back to the next part of the lesson of relative pronouns. So we'll be doing an exercise right now, and it'll be the same logic. We need to identify the relative pronoun, looking at the relative sentence. So let's get started. Number one, ist der Mann dash du zu deiner Party eingeladen hast? Is he the man dash you've invited to your party? So basically, who invites whom? You invite whom. So it will be accusative. We are looking for accusative. And we're talking about man. So we'll be looking at accusative masculine. That will be den. Yes, we need to understand the sentence which is written here. Where is the subject? This is the subject du. And whom are we inviting? The person receiving the action. It's accusative den. So that is the Film, das ist der Film, das ich am letzten Wochenende gesehen habe. That is the film that I have seen the last weekend. So basically the verb is seen and the question is who sees what? Yes. So it's accusative once again. And we are replacing their film, which is again masculine. So we'll again be looking at den. Yes, den, die, das. So keep your tables open in your answer book where you have your relative pronouns. You can cross-check easily. Yes, have the book handy, opened at the right page. Okay, moving forward. Der dort ist mein Kumpel, das ich in der Schule immer geholfen habe. That there is my buddy. This is a informal word like buddy, Kumpel. Yes. Dash ich in der Schule geholfen habe. Dash I have helped always in the school. So the verb is to help. We first identify the verb, then we see who gives to whom help. I give to him help. So basically, we need to find to whom. So that's dative, yes. And we are replacing for kumpel, which is masculine. So we'll basically be looking at dative masculine. If you look up the table, you will get, yes, den. Fantastic. Well done. Okay, moving forward. That are my students. Good. That are my students. Dash ist die Deutsch. Okay, let's first read this in German. Let me just update this sentence a little bit. Okay, fantastic. Now, so it's like, that are my students, das sind meine Studenten, das ich die deutsche Sprache beibringe. So it's like that are my students, to whom I teach the German language. Beibringen is a verb to teach a new skill or teach something, to bring a new skill by, yes, or to teach a new skill. It's dative, to whom do you teach the skill? So basically, who teaches to whom? I teach to them. So basically, dative. And we are looking for studenten, that's plural, so dative plural. Look up the table, you'll find them, they are them. And the dative plural is denen. Fantastic. Yes, the extra N. Okay. Er ist der Busfahrer, mit dash ich zur Schule gehe. He is the bus driver, with dash I go to the school. Now here we don't have to think much. Mit is a dative preposition. We'll be learning in the future more about it. And that's why whatever comes next must be dative. So we go to the dative table, relative pronoun, and look for masculine. Busfahrer is masculine. So that's right here. And er ist der Busfahrer mit dem. Yes, that's right. Mit dem ich zur Schule gehe. Fantastic. Okay. Er ist Eric, auf das ich an der Bushaltestelle warte. Fantastic. So he is Eric of dash I wait at the bus station, at the bus stop. So the verb is to wait, and the question is who waits of whom, for whom. So it's accusative. So it's like I wait for, in German it's auf, and then I need to find accusative masculine because it's Eric, name of a man mostly. So that's right here. Auf, it will be accusative masculine, auf den. Erik auf den ich an der Bushaltestelle warte. Okay. Hast du das Auto gesehen, das so schnell um die Kurve gefahren ist? Have you seen the car? Have you seen that car? Dash so quickly or so fast has driven around the corner. Yes. So basically the verb is to drive or has driven. Yes. Perfect form. So basically, we are looking for the subject. What has driven? Yes, there is no subject to the sentence. So what has driven? That's nominative, and auto is neutrum. So you go to nominative, and neutrum you find there the das. So we write das. Hast du das Auto gesehen, das so schnell die Kurve gefahren ist? Yes. Okay, fantastic. The next one is pretty interesting. Die Studenten gefallen mir, dash Deutsch gefällt. The students are liked by me, from whom German is liked. Yes. So basically, it's a passive dative verb, gefallen. Yes. It is conjugated with the thing or the person whom you're talking about. Basically, the Studenten are liked by me, and from whom German is liked. So let's find out. The idea is here to look at the verb gefällt and find out what it is. What is liked by whom? So Deutsch is liked by whom? That's dative, yes. And we're talking about the Studenten, they're plural. So what we need is dative plural once again. So from whom is German liked? Denen, yes. Once again, I repeat. We look at this sentence. Die Studenten gefallen mir, das Deutsch gefällt. We look at the verb gefällt, it's dative. We try to form the question. What is like from whom? The answer is Deutsch is like from whom, that is dative. So we'll basically go to dative, find out the gender, it's plural. So we'll say dem, da, dem, denen. Yeah, so let's read it together. Die Studenten gefallen mir, denen Deutsch gefällt. Yes, well done. Okay, Muhammad Ali, das George Foreman geschlagen hat, ist der beste Boxer aller Zeiten. So let's say Muhammad Ali, das George Foreman beaten has, is the best boxer of all time. So let's look at this relative sentence in the middle. And the sentence is basically based on geschlagen, which is beaten has. So who has beaten whom? Basically, it's about Muhammad Ali has beaten George Foreman. That's why he's the best boxer. We can't say George Foreman has beaten Muhammad Ali. Then Muhammad Ali wouldn't be the best boxer. Yes. So let's frame it accordingly. We'll say George Foreman has, okay, Muhammad Ali has beaten him. So who has beaten whom? So whom is already there. George Foreman, we need to find who, which is nominative, and Muhammad Ali is masculine. So we go to nominative masculine. We write there. Very good. Let's get this going. There. So Muhammad Ali, der George Foreman geschlagen hat, ist der beste Boxer aller Zeiten. In English, Muhammad Ali, who has beaten George Foreman, is the best boxer of all time. Okay. Der Student, das man zuletzt in der Schule gesehen hat, ist jetzt verloren. Okay. Now, let's find out. It's the student dash one has seen in the school last is now lost. Now, let's look at the relative sentence in the middle here. We need to find out the verb. It's gesehen hat, seen has. So who has seen whom? One has seen whom. So basically, subject is already there, man, which means one. And we need to find the object. That's whom. We are replacing the Student, masculine. So again, we'll say Accusativ masculine, den. Fantastisch. Der Busfahrer auf Dash ich immer warte ist jetzt in die Rente gegangen. So the bus driver of Dash I wait always is now gone in what you call Rente gegangen, in basically retirement. It's gone into retirement. So the verb is here in the middle. We need to write this relative sentence. The verb is warten. The idea is who waits of whom or for whom. So it's I wait for him. So it's accusative. So we're here we'll be writing accusative. And Busfahrer is masculine. So once again, auf den ich immer warte. Super duper. Okay, let's complete this since we are at it. And let's go to the number 12. Meine alte Freunde, mit das ich Fußball spielte, sind alle ins Ausland ausgezogen. My old friends with dash I played football have moved out into foreign countries. Yes? Okay. Now let's find out. Meine alte Freunde, mit dash ich Fußball spielte. So here we don't have to think much. Mit is dative. So we'll be looking at Dativ column. Freunde is plural, so we'll go to plural. And we all know what is Dativ plural. Let's find out. Let's write it here. And it's them, they are them. Yeah, denen. Fantastic. Okay, Samantha, comma, okay, Samantha in Dash Mario verliebt war, ist jetzt eine Schauspielerin geworden. So it's like Samantha in Dash, Mario has fallen in love. Yes, is now has now become a actress. I'll repeat. Samantha in Dash Mario has fallen in love, has now become an actress. Yes. So we need to just make this part relative sentence. We need to find the relative pronoun here for this sentence. So the verb here is war verliebt, means to be small. It's an adjective. So verliebt is to fall in love. So so basically war verliebt is the verb. So who has fallen in whose love? So it's basically Mario has fallen in Samantha. Yes. So in here is accusative. We'll be learning in the future verb and prepositions combinations. But this is, I can tell you, accusative. So you just need to replace accusative feminine. You all know it's den, die, das, die. So we'll pick up the. Yes. So Samantha in die Mario verliebt war, ist jetzt eine Schauspielerin geworden. Samantha in whom Mario was in love has now become an actress. Yes. So this is like accusative in whom. Okay, das ist der Regisseur. Das Film ich immer sehe. Okay. Let's find out. So basically here, let's find out what it is. That is the director. Dash film I always see. So the verb is sehen, and the question here is who sees what of whose? Yes. So it's whose, genitive. Yes. Whose film I always see. Since there is a film written here right after the relative pronoun, there is a noun that shows it is showing belonging. Yeah. That's also a tip. So we understand we need to use genitive pronoun. So let's find out it's genitive masculine since register is masculine. So we'll go to genitive and you'll pick up desen. Yeah, desen, deren, desen, deren. So we'll pick up the masculine version, which is desen. That's right here, desen. Er ist, okay, sie, this is a mistake here. Sie ist die Nachbarin, she is the female neighbor. Dash Auto ich immer leihe. Okay, so she is the female neighbor. Dash car I always borrow. So who borrows what of whose? Yes. So it's basically again genitive. The tip again being right after the relative pronoun there is noun. That means it shows belonging. So we go to genitive and we go to feminine since Nachbarin is feminine. So desen, deren. That's right here, deren. Fantastic. Yes. Okay, moving on to the number 16. Das ist meine Chefin. Mit dash Sohn ich nach Berlin fahre. Okay, again. Now the verb is fahren. Who drives where? Now here is with whom. With whose son? Yes, that's the logic here. With whose son do I drive to Berlin? So mit already we know it started, but that's not the point. We see that here it's a noun after the relative pronoun. That means we need a relative pronoun genitive. Yeah, don't get confused with the mit. Here it's a preposition. Though still it'll remain a dative form, but this first relative pronoun would be genitive as an exception. Yes. Okay, let's write here. Mit. Now, what are we talking about? We are talking about genitive, and Chefin is feminine. Yes. Who's with whose son? It's Chefin. So we genitive feminine is deren. Again, das ist meine Chefin, mit deren Sohn ich nach Berlin fahre. That is my female boss, with whose son I drive to Berlin. Okay. Das ist Mark in dash Tochter ich verliebt bin. So again, that is Mark in dash daughter I'm in love with. Yes. So basically, again, there is the noun after the relative pronoun. We know it's genitive. So we'll be writing here genitive, and we're talking about Mark. Mark is masculine. So it'll be desen. Yes, Jason daughter. That is Mark, in whose daughter I'm in love with. Yes, fantastic. Okay. So when it comes to genitive, it really doesn't matter what kind of a preposition is here. You will always go ahead with genitive if there is a noun right after the relative pronoun. Yes, that's the idea. But still, just to explain to you, like in this sentence, this will still remain accusative. This will not be genitive. For example, if I write in whose beautiful daughter, I'll write in whose schön. And okay, now where did I go? Press the wrong button. No worries. Yeah. Okay, let me just bring it back. Yes. So that's is Mark, in whose beautiful daughter. So how will I write beautiful? It'll be basically written like this. Schön. And now when it comes to the adjective ending, I'll not be using the genitive adjective ending. I'll be using the accusative adjective ending. Be in, dessen, schöner. Yeah. So it's accusative kind article table. Yeah. It's just like the adjective. It's just borrowed from the definite article. Like den, die, das, dies. From the I get e. So schön. Accusative adjective ending. So this shows you that this is an accusative noun. Yes, this is just a relative pronoun which is genitive, but still it's an accusative. Fantastic, well done. Now, the next part of the lesson would be some more practice. So get back to me and catch up with the next part, and it'll be maybe more typical sentences. So I hope it'll be fun. So look forward to see you till the next lesson. This is John Berlin signing off.